The robots, Transformers that don't transform. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Today, let's take a look at the Kaiyodo Amazing Yamaguchi Transformers Optimus Prime. It's Optimus Prime Monday again! I didn't plan for this to happen, this many Transformers in this shorter period. Of course, I pre-ordered the Revoltech Optimus Prime a while back. I knew that was coming, they're good about sticking with their schedule, but out of the blue, 3-0 wanted to send me the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, their DLX version, and I was like, sure, I'll take a look at that too. Not realizing these were going to be a week apart. But you know what? It's Transformers. I love Transformers. I may not review a lot of them on the channel, but I love Transformers. And you know what I like even more? Transformers that don't transform. So it's even better in the past 2 weeks. I care about the character. I care about the look. In a perfect world for me, the robots would come with smaller versions in scale down the line of their alt modes, their vehicles, whatever. The tape deck like is tiny, tiny, tiny. The cassettes are even tinier. You go inside of them. But that's my perfect world. I can totally understand the people that say the line is called Transformers. They should transform. And I can see that being a sticking point for buying something like this, but this is for people like me. And then there's plenty of actual transforming Transformers out there to scratch your itch. Looking at the package, it's your standard Amazing Yamaguchi style. It's kind of cheap looking, but at the same time, it's the trash between me and plastic, so I'm okay with it. All the logos are window, not quite showing everything. There's actually hands and whatever else stuffed back here behind this graphic. On the side, another promotional shot. On the back, even more pretty promo pics and their usual smattering of quotes and word bubbles. Optimus Prime is back. This time we end it. Once and for all. Optimus Prime! I don't know why it's like continued from somewhere else. Using his ability to transform into a combat vehicle, Optimus possessed a firepower potential that none but Megatron could match. Prime's stronger than Megatron, right? He always wins. Man, that pose kicks ass. Shows the optional parts. And then on the other side, that Fight Night type graphic, old school Transformers logo. I always love this side of the package. But the Decepticons must know this too. And then you put words here, but it's behind the thing. It says something like the new so of in. I don't know. On the top, Amazing Yamaguchi, Optimus Prime. On the bottom, cool graphic from the comics or somewhere else. A lot of warnings. You're winning lottery numbers. I'm gonna get this open and see what's there. I can already kind of tell it's smaller than I was hoping for, but let's see what's going on here. Also standard for Amazing Yamaguchi, here is the Autobot symbol on the inside flap. There's another picture of Optimus. On the other side, another shot from the comics. Down here, yet another one, still looks great. Then let's see if the back is an actual graphic. Ooh, just has an old school feel to the whole thing back here. Laserbeak getting the best of Optimus right there. A lot of wheeljack too. And as usual, here's the stand. I don't think that's gonna fit around them. Oh, instructions tucked away down there. Put gun in hand, put hand in arm, put axe in arm, and then that actually clamps around. Oh, okay. There's a space in the back, I guess. And there we go, all out of the package. And I will admit, this is a fun little toy. Emphasis on little. Now, I know this is not the first time Revoltech has made Transformers. I remember their older line, and I remember thinking, man, those are cool looking. Little non-transforming Transformers, I kind of want them. And even though the Amazing Yamaguchi is designed by a different person, you can see kind of the same beats as the older Revoltech figure. The big arms, the big legs, the chunky crotch piece, but a narrow torso. Sure, it's not traditional proportions for the leader of the Autobots, but I like it. It's sleek, but it's still chunky, like a good Transformer should be. It's not quite G1 cartoon flat panels. There's some detail work thrown in just to spice it up a little bit. And inside the blue windows, that's kind of shades of Siege. Short smokestacks, but I like the holes that are kind of punched in them. I like that they're even painted black. Same thing with the legs. Even though it doesn't transform, you still have the gas tank. You still have the wheels back here. It hits all the Optimus Prime mainstays without, making them look like they're separate pieces off the robot. Just some silver paint to these panels going up and down the shins. And then on the back, because it doesn't transform, you don't get any kibble. You don't get any extras. You just get a clean look to the whole robot. But again, they still threw some detail in there so it just wouldn't be flat nothingness of red and blue and gray and silver. But then they really capture the look of the head itself. And really, when it comes down to it, you can narrow the torso, you can change it up, you can focus the damn camera. But if you nail the head, then you're halfway there. Same silver, same blue, but they come in with kind of a light blue for the eyes And actually, now that I'm looking at it through the camera, they missed on the left eye. It kind of makes him look like he's doing the people's eyebrow or something, but now that I've seen it, I'll never unsee it. Everything else, like the Autobot symbol on the shoulder, is painted so nicely that I hate to see that on an expensive import figure. And even though I'm about to get into all the articulation here, which is very inventive, very innovative, one point that I miss is a mid-torso twist. Because you have, some deep crunch right here, but you can only turn at the waist. I wish it twisted at the mid-torso, where that way I could turn here, I could have his arm down, I could have his head looking up, I could get more poses out of it, but as is, you're locked into this position. And I'm not going to knock Kaiyodo at all. They did a great job with movement here. But it seems like since the abs and the chest are one piece, they could have had another peg sticking up for rotation here. In fact, it seems like the torso would be narrowed to where it's about the same width as the side to make it kind of a circle, to make it twist up there. So I don't know, or maybe I'm missing something. It sure doesn't feel like it moves. I also feel like there should have been some tilt. I understand that the shoulders are very, very involved. It takes up a lot of space there. But again, it only seems like one joint right here in the middle. That's it. What I'm trying to say is the rest of the body spoils me in articulation. Seeing something a little bit hindered like that is a shame. It's a shame. Looking at the articulation, there seems to be a dumbbell joint at the top of the neck and then a ball joint at the bottom of the neck. That's why it's a big open crevice down there. Some shift forward and back that helps with looking down, but he's essentially just looking at his own chest right there. Nice up though. Oh, tilt, 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 tilt. Swivel. The shoulders. I'm gonna miss something here, I swear. There is a forward and back built into the chest, and because there's a ball joint at the shoulder right there, it makes it glide so nicely forward and back. And look at this range on that damn thing. This piece right here, that's actually part of the up and over. It raises up and you can get over the torso there. That way you can get the arm straight out. Like I said, there's a ball joint going into the shoulder piece, so you get rocker side to side. You also get some up and down there all around. That allows you to rotate all the way around too. The red part of the shoulder with the smokestack on it is actually on a ball joint too, that you can shift forward and back a little bit, bring it in and out. That's to close off gaps whenever you get articulated. I'm popping this one off on this side. See? There's swivel at the bicep. It's kind of a double elbow. The silver part moves, but most of the movement is right here. This red part disappears into the forearm as you bend it. Comes up past 90. There's that extra at the top of the elbow. The wrist is a dumbbell joint, big ball down in the forearm, and then comes out to a little ball for the hand. There's also a cap piece right here. It doesn't come out. It just helps, again, block the gap when you move the hand around. You get full rotation to the hand. You can shift it up and down a little bit. There's in and out. It's a ball joint. Talked about the torso. Deep crunch all the way forward. A little bit of arc back, but when you do, it opens up a gap right there. Rotation side to side at the waist. This piece right here are both on ball joints. This one's mounted into the front crotch piece. You can rotate up. That gives you a little bit of movement around too. But if you go too far, they pop out. I think they're meant to do that to keep them from breaking off, but while still giving you movement. It's one of those things that we see a lot in Revoltech where you have to move one piece in order to move the next piece, and then you come back around and you have to bring it back down, close it off. It's Revoltech. I find this piece pops off a lot more than the front piece because there's a very tight space right there between the torso and the back part. You come up too far and it comes straight out. But because of that, you can bring the leg forward on its hinge. If you keep going, there you go, it pops off. But without that piece, you get more range. So it's a trade-off. Kung Fu Robot! That hinges out. Again, you can pop that off, go all the way up, but they're easy enough to just pop back in. And then even with extreme range, you can close it off. There you go. It looks good. It looks seamless, except for the seams, you know. No flap in the back though. This is all one solid butt piece, so the leg goes back about that far. Thigh rotation hidden up under there on that ball. Before we even get into the knee, there are these spring-loaded doors that open up. That allows for the lower knee piece to get even more articulation. We haven't even utilized the top of the knee yet. So the top knee already comes back to there. You bend this around, bing! And then down at the foot, there's a dumbbell joint. It kinda gets in the way of itself. If you have the foot shifted forward and you want to come up, it doesn't go. You have to shift back and then boom. But back there, if you want to go back, it crashes back here, shift forward, then you get back movement. Same thing with tilt. If you just move it right out of the box, like I did, and think, oh man, that's not a lot of tilt. Shift the foot sideways, back a little to where it's centered, then you get really nice rocker. It's a ball joint, so rotation. Then a toe joint, boom, goes there. For accessories, Optimus comes with 2 fists. He comes with 2 very splayed out hands. He comes with 2 trigger finger hands. He comes with a grip type holding the weight of the weapon hand. He comes with giving you the what for pointy finger. And then he comes with, here's the church hands. When I first started messing with it, I thought, oh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Nope, it is very easy to pop the hand off. The hands pop on beautifully, but they don't just fall off under the weight. And I thought the fingers clenched together hands were gonna be a pain in the ass because of all the articulation. You just pop it on, you shift forward, you shift forward. Oops, gotta take that one off, huh? Pop the other one on, and then you have this. Never! He comes with his trusty trademark weapon. It's redesigned a little bit, but it is still that iconic G1 look. And because the handle is just a straight peg, it goes right into the hand. I don't like how this crashes right here. It's because of the design, well, one of the forearm and then the weapon itself. But bring it down a little bit, then you get, you know, aiming. And again, because of all the articulation, the left hand meant for this fits perfectly on the stock. And then he has his energy axe. I like the look of this. It's not just a flat plane. There is a little bit of sculpt work to it. And it is a little bit translucent. The light shines through it, but it's kind of a solid in the middle, works out to more translucency. Just like the hands, pop them off, you pop this right on, not a big deal at all. It's just badass looking. Look, you can do the crotch forward pose. Height-wise, here's where I get a little bit disappointed, but it is as tall as it was advertised. Optimus stands at about 6 inches to the top of his little ear horns. Here it is with my standard Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper and the Marvel Legends Black Panther. And then here's this. I don't know, somewhere in my brain I was thinking, oh, this would be a pretty cool Siege replacement if I wanted to go that route, but not quite. I mean, even with some of the smaller Siege robots, yeah, this may work, but I don't know, I could get away with that too. But then you get back to this, and again, you're thinking, hey, he's maybe a little bit small for this. Here he is with the amazing Yamaguchi Deadpool and Bleeding Edge Iron Man. Even within its own line, Optimus Prime seems a little bit small. Here he is with the 3-0 Bumblebee movie DLX Optimus Prime, and then the masterpiece MP10. This is the Toys R Us one that was gold at one point. I painted the silver. Optimus Prime. And then there's the Toys Alliance MAS-01 Optimus Prime. It's a little bit bigger, which is okay because at the end of the day, like I said way back at the first of this, it's a fun little toy. It's a cool thing to leave on the desk and pick up and mess with and pose and get around because it can pose. It's extremely poseable. And I think that's the selling point here. The posability, the articulation, the crazy stuff you can put this thing in. Yeah, they went with their own size because they are their own company. There is no reason for this to scale with Hasbro's Siege line. That was just one of my selfish little wants about it. But if they make a Megatron here, I will get that too because the pair would look awesome, the poses would look awesome, the pictures would look awesome. It'd be awesome. This is its own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. And I love seeing Kaiyodo continue to evolve, to work on new joints. There's stuff on here that I didn't even realize until I started messing around. I was like, whoa, what was this? Yeah, what the hell's going on here? Even the hip flaps popping off every now and then is not a problem at all. That's just me overextending. It works under normal posing conditions, or even extreme posing conditions. They're meant to come off. It's solid, it's fun, it's crazy posable, it's Optimus Prime, it's Transformers, it's its own scale. I can't say much else. It's a cool ass action figure. Look at the translucence of the axe. Does that work on this camera? Can you see it? So if you enjoyed the review, comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.